Good evening, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, and most importantly, our new students. It is with great enthusiasm and pride I extend a warm welcome to each one of you to the orientation program for the BBA in Digital Business and Entrepreneurship here at IIM Bangalore. Today marks the start of an exciting and transformative chapter in your academic and professional journey. My name is Jacob Chaco, and I lead marketing and community engagement for the BBA DBE program at IIM Bangalore. This program is designed to equip you with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in today's fast-paced and ever-evolving business landscape. As you delve into the realm of digital transformation and entrepreneurial ventures, you will gain insights that will empower you to drive change and create impact. At IIM Bangalore, we are committed to nurturing talent and fostering an environment that encourages curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking. Throughout your time here, you will engage in a curriculum that blends traditional business concepts and cutting-edge digital strategies. You will collaborate on real-world projects, learn from industry leaders, and develop an entrepreneurial mindset that is needed to turn ideas into successful ventures. As you begin this journey, remember to take full advantage of the resources available to you, build strong connections with your peers and your mentors, and embrace every opportunity to learn and grow. Your time here will be challenging, but it will surely be incredibly rewarding as well. To commence today's proceedings, it is my privilege to introduce Professor Rishikesha T. Krishnan, Director, IIM Bangalore, to deliver his welcome address and share the Institute's vision for transforming business ideas or business education through digital innovation. Please join me in welcoming Professor Krishnan.
Hi, good evening. Thank you very much for that warm introduction, Jacob. Let me also welcome all our learners to this very important program. And a special word of welcome to our distinguished guests, Shri Sanjay Murthy, Secretary Higher Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India, Dr. Devi Shetty, Chairman Board of Governors, IIM Bangalore, and Mr. Mukesh Bansal, an eminent entrepreneur who needs no introduction at all and has really distinguished himself in a variety of digital businesses. IIM Bangalore has had a long history of being in online education. We started about a decade ago having courses on a MOOCs platform called edX. Today, we have more than 70 courses offered on edX and, of course, on SWAYAM, which is the Government of India's transformative education platform. Through this entire experience, one question which kept coming up is how do we reach out to a larger number of learners? How do we make an impact on the large number of students in India who are looking for a high quality education? How can IIMB translate its vision of creating outstanding leaders, managers, and entrepreneurs who make an impact on business, government, and society to a much larger student body? Luckily, the National Education Policy Framework in the year 2020 created a new foundation for this kind of transformative education to happen. And we are really happy that today we are launching the BBA program in Digital Business and Entrepreneurship, which uses this platform to extend high quality undergraduate education to learners across the country. What is our vision and why did we start this particular program? We started this program because we want to reach out to a much larger number of learners than we can do through our traditional in-classroom offerings. We also believe that there's an important need to combine the concepts of business management with the emerging needs of digital business and entrepreneurship. India is embarking on a journey of rapid growth, and we therefore need the right talent to drive all these opportunities. And in today's environment, this right talent constitutes people who who understand what it means to be successful entrepreneurs and to run successful digital businesses. We know that there are literally thousands of students across the country at the undergraduate level who are thirsting for this kind of knowledge and learning. And with our experience and expertise in online learning, we felt that this is the audience we should reach out to. As was mentioned in the introduction, we will combine online recorded content with a whole lot of creative exercises, projects, webinars, discussion forums, and we really intend to make this a combination of both theoretical and practical learning so that all of you who have joined this program, by the end of it, you will be well equipped to make a significant contribution to the digital economy. So students who are joining this, a particularly warm welcome to all of you. We are really excited to have you all on board. I saw some of your comments on social media today, and we share your excitement. I'm also happy that many of you are also doing other academic programs at the same time. So you will have a great opportunity to integrate and combine your skills and learning across these different programs. And I can guarantee you from IIM Bangalore's side that we will do all that we can to make this a really rich and unique learning experience for all of you. On this occasion, I would particularly like to thank the Ministry of Education for all their support, particularly in appointing us as the National Coordinator for SWAYAM for Management Education. I would also like to thank our Chairman and the Board of Governors for all their support. And of course, I would like to thank all our individual board members, including Mr. Mukesh Bansal, for all the support they have extended to us over time. To all the faculty who are teaching in this program, my profound thanks for investing all your energy and time in creating outstanding content. I think that's one area where we really excel. We have some of the best teachers in the country, if not the world, and our online education team manages to capture their learning, their understanding in a very, very interactive and creative format. So students, welcome. We look forward to interacting with you. Have a wonderful learning experience during this BBA in digital business and entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Krishnan, for outlining the role of digital innovation in shaping the future of education at IIM Bangalore. Next, it is truly an honor to introduce Shri K. Sanjay Murthy, the Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Government of India. In his pivotal role, Shri Murthy oversees key initiatives and policies to advance education across the country. His leadership is instrumental in shaping the future of education in India. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Shri K. Sanjay Murthy.
Good evening. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Rishikesh, for this wonderful invitation for me to share my thoughts on what the Government of India is doing to promote digital education. As you have already mentioned in your introduction, the pivotal role that the SWAYAM and the SWAYAM platform plays in enabling such type of program to reach a scale cannot be further emphasized. Now, to enable that to happen, the Government of India has launched 4 key initiatives. One is to ensure that there is a platform to deliver this content, which is the SWAYAM and SWAYAM Plus platform, in which you are the national coordinator. The second is to have a framework wherein content which is delivered is also creditized and recognized across academic institutions. Now, that has been enabled by a framework called the National Credit Framework that creditizes all the type of learning that can be delivered through such type of medium. It could be experiential learning or it could be the theoretical part. Each and every course has a credit and has a value to it, which ultimately comes and gets reflected on the transcript of a student. Now, to ensure that those transcripts are also transparent and visible to all stakeholders, students, academic institutions, as well as recruiting agencies or businesses, we have this APAR ID, which is linked to every student, linked to an academic bank of credit. So all these credits that you are able to enable to these students who join such type of courses gets into their academic bank of credits and is visible to all stakeholders at one place in a DigiLocker. So when at the time of recruitment or at the time of placements, these are all visible to different segments of stakeholders. Now, to deliver these two, you require another platform to integrate all of them. And in that, we have launched a platform called Samarth. Now, that is there across 5,000 institutions at the moment, which actually has modules pertaining to onboarding of students right up to granting of their degrees and many more features which enable any academic institution to capture the credits that the students does in his journey of learning. This platform enables better governance of the academic institutions who adopt it, as well as to ensure that the ease of studying or ease of administrating a course is simplified and the academic players are free from this academic administrative responsibilities. Having said that, we assume that with the interest that many state governments have taken towards adoption of Samarth, like the entire UP government, Assam government, Maharashtra government, and so on and so forth, are ensuring that this platform is adopted across the board, across their colleges and higher education institutions. Now, once this type of a platform is available to all, it enables the students to look up the content that is available, that is on offer through SWAYAM or by their own institutions itself. It is here that when the students looks at the portfolio of topics that is available, great emphasis is laid on the reputation of the institution and the faculty that gives these courses. IIM Bangalore, having such type of leadership position in this role, will attract a large number of students once they see that this is available to all of them. You have been able to maintain the credibility as well as the standards of this course by conducting a proctored exam, and I'm sure this course also would be going through that same journey, wherein then there is a comfort for all recruiters as well as the students also about the high standards that would be maintained in this course. Now, having said that, I use this opportunity to tell the students who have enrolled in this program about the immense potential that it will open up for you having taken up this course. Digital business and entrepreneurship is one of the highest priorities that the government has laid to ensure that our academic institutions are able to deliver on this front. We ourselves have kept a target to ensure that there is a threefold increase in the number of students who adopt entrepreneurship as part of their likely career outcomes. Now, having said that, under the Madan Mohan Malviya mission, we have launched programs in association with IIIT-DM Kanchipuram, IIT Madras, to do a program on design thinking and entrepreneurship. While that might be focused a little bit on design thinking, the concept of entrepreneurship per se needs to be amplified in a much more larger extent and needs to go across institutionals and regions and colleges. I can't lay emphasis too much on this because this entrepreneurship programs has a relevance at all levels and especially at the areas that we are looking for change. It could be at the NGO level, it could be at the community-based organizations level, or simply in delivery of government services. So unless you have these type of entrepreneurs available at these locations, we will not be able to deliver at scale what government proposes to deliver. So I'm sure the introduction of this course will be a first amongst the many in which we will find many more leading higher education institutions of your same vintage and standing coming up and offering their time and services to provide such type of content to students across India. And in this context, I would really like to congratulate you and your team for taking this step forward and coming and responding to the call of the ministry for placing such type of content on this platform. Secondly, as done in the other programs, we look forward you to bring this content in many of the other Indian languages. And I can assure you, with the two guidelines that the ministry has issued through UGC, allowing 40% of content to be taken from platforms like this, as well as encouraging and bringing up content in local languages, this will see a much larger uptake, because there is a large segment of colleges, around this 50,000 colleges, who may have these programs available with them, but will not have the type of insights or type of curated programs that these programs offer. And if these can be tweaked out or put as individual credit courses also, it will open up opportunities for students who are looking for such type of content to enrich themselves in their own courses, in their own institutions. So I see a great opportunity for students who don't have the access to such type of high quality content of institutions just because of their geographical locations, as well as the number of seats that are available for doing such type of programs. It will enable them and strengthen them to strengthen their own abilities to enrich their potential to serve the purpose and areas that they would like to serve. So once again, hearty congratulations and best wishes for this great endeavor of yours. We look forward to the other interventions of the illustrious keynote speakers that you have lined up for this program. And best wishes to all the students who have enrolled, with just one message. Please spread this message that there is really good content coming out from a national coordinator like IIM Bangalore. I've seen that happen in SWAYAM platform itself. It has the highest number of courses which students take and complete. So usually that's a usually difficult task, but I've seen that students who have taken up this course of IIM Bangalore, doing it to conclusion, taking their degrees and certificates, and then link it up with their transcripts of their respective institutions. So best wishes to you and all the participants to this program once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shri Sanjay Murthy, for your enlightening address on the Government of India's commitment in advancing digital literacy and education. I am delighted to introduce Dr. Devi Shetty, Chairman, Narayana Health, renowned for his pioneering work in affordable healthcare. Dr. Devi Shetty has transformed the landscape of medical services in India with his commitment to providing quality care. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Devi Shetty.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to congratulate the faculty of IIM for coming up with this innovative course. I have been waiting for this day for the last maybe 4 or 5 years for this to happen. Whenever I got a chance, I used to nudge Rishi and all his colleagues that what is happening with the course. First of all, why I am excited with this course. I am excited because Mark Andreessen, who was the co-founder of Netscape, long ago made a statement that software will eat the world. And Mr. Satya Nadella made another statement that every industry is a software industry. And as a medical doctor, I believe that the world's largest healthcare provider will have no beds. It is going to be a software with few beds attached to it. This is the power of digitization in every industry, and there is no exception. Now, The reason for my excitement is that today education has become an elitist affair. Medical education, I don't wish to talk about how expensive it is. Leave the medical education. Even BSc and BA degree education is very, very expensive. Now, why I want to congratulate the team from the faculty of IIM. They have opened a new avenue for children who cannot afford or dream of getting into a college to get their BSc or a BA. Today, organization like ours can recruit those kids who cannot afford the education after they are +2. If they get into the course which you are conducting, we will give them some kind of a apprenticeship or some kind of a position so that they earn some money to pay for the tuition and also their living. So essentially, after +2, they will stop being a burden on the family for the education. Like us, there are many organizations which will come forward to accommodate these kids so that by the time they finish the 3-year course, they not only have the expertise in digital technologies of how digitization and how technology will affect whatever industry they are in. More than that, they have a degree coming from IIM Bangalore, which undoubtedly is rated as one of the top education institutions in the country. I'm very excited, and I want to thank Rishi and his wonderful team of people who worked very, very hard. I know the objections and the obstacles they faced all these years, and I want to congratulate and thank the board members for standing by the faculty in making this happen. And this is going to be one of the most important days of the evolution of our country, where children after +2 can dream of becoming a graduate, that too a graduate degree from IIM Bangalore. Thank you so much. I'm extremely grateful to all of you, and I want to congratulate the students who will be privileged to join this course. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shetty, for your insightful reflections on the importance of this program. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Mukesh Bansal, Chief Executive Officer of Curefit and founder of Meraki Labs. Mr. Bansal will deliver a keynote address on the evolving digital business landscape, exploring both the opportunities and the challenges that it presents. Let's have a warm welcome for Mr. Mukesh Bansal.
Jacob, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Rishikesh, Dr. Devi, Shetty. And first of all, very warm welcome to all the students. As I think Dr. Shetty mentioned, I completely echo his sentiments. I think this is a huge movement for the country. I think I'm really glad that IIM Bangalore is able to take such a significant leap forward in enabling this. I think the repercussion of this will only be known much, much later down the line. And all the effort that has gone into it has already been covered. But I want to still underscore that access to education is the biggest enabler for not only your own future trajectory, but many generations to come. And for a country, as Mr. Murthy also mentioned, with the new education policy, we are able to take these innovative measures where will be able to bridge the gap between high quality education to pretty much everyone in the country who aspires for their education, whether they have the means to afford that or not the means to afford that. I think that's going to do huge service in the country. And I'm so glad that IIM Bangalore is really leading this from the front. And this will become a test program for, I think, many such programs to follow across the country. I think on one hand, India has an outstanding job in producing world-class colleges. Education standards are comparable to any in the world. But until recently, that access has been limited to few. You have entrance exams and very high fees, and you need to have the right parents and so on. I think being able to digitally offer that same quality of education, and this has also been emphasized that there's not going to be any relaxation of standards. It will be exactly same standards as is maintained in the offline course. So which means, you are learning at the same level as the students who are going to be here in person. You have access to same kind of opportunities, and in some ways, a lot more flexibility, which is the beauty of digital. You are still in your comfort zone. You are surrounded by, familiar environment, getting taught by the, some of the best professors in the world, access to best curriculum, and so on. Coming to this, I think the program itself, digital business and entrepreneurship, I think it's again, testimony to IIM Bangalore being truly forward, because our world is changing. I think Dr. Shetty mentioned that, every industry is software industry. And this all happened in front of us last 20, 30 years. This statement would not have made sense 30 years ago, that, everything is so much physical. And today, software and now increasingly AI is going to seep into pretty much all aspects of our life. I'm pretty sure a lot of students are already using GPT or equivalent tools, and it's going to become an indispensable educational tool. Today, when I don't understand anything, I go to GPT and basically have a conversation with this, and I'm able to go through as many level of detail as I want to, because it keep asking follow-up questions and so on. So augmenting the structured curriculum that you learn in the course, along with access to AI that, not only you will have as a student, but also slowly we'll have lots of tools and solutions that will start showing up in all walks of our life. So going through this degree will give you the tools to understand, how to think about digital businesses. Digital business in some ways are different than physical business, in that we are used to, if you think of any business with a physical factory or a shop or interacting with a person, versus when you are doing something in an online world, you have to think from very different principles. Let me speak from my experience in building e-commerce businesses. So in a physical retail business, have the ability to see your customer face to face. If customer has a problem, the customer will tell you. If customer doesn't like the product, you will see. In digital business, the customer is barely on your website for few minutes. You don't even know how to get the customers. You can't just go out and distribute flyers. You have to understand where people are. What are the which social media platform they spend time on, what are their search patterns, what time of the day are searching for different things. So unless you have that understanding of all this context, and every discipline is different. Let's say example marketing. Marketing, the way you do in offline marketing, organization like Unilever, etc., is great for marketing, but digital marketing is completely different. The conversion rates are so low, so you have to somehow attract customer at a very large number, and you're fighting for their attention. People in the any online medium have very little attention. So how do you develop marketing skill and environment is very different skill set. When I was building Mintra, most of us had to learn it by trial and error over a long period of time, and wasting a lot of money and effort in the process. I'm sure they're going to not only one, probably more courses in this program where you learn all the fundamentals of digital marketing, just to take one example. And this is also a great time because now these areas have also matured. I think 10, 20 years ago, people were figuring it out through trial and error, but now we have a lot of best practices. We have a lot of case studies. We have, I'm sure the course will cover many case studies where you'll be able to learn from examples of Amazon or perhaps Flipkart and Myntra in India. If you look at, let's say, since we are launching an online education program, EdTech. Now, EdTech is a whole industry that has come up, but has also made a lot of mistakes in the last 5-7 years. And which does not mean that EdTech is obviously here to stay, and it's only going to grow. Now, EdTech is another completely digital business where, irrespective of which type of education you're offering online, you still have students as your customer, you have engagement with them continuously, you are accountable for the results, you are measuring, making sure there's a parity across all the students and so on, and enabling job opportunities for them. So again, that will require understanding of digital business at native level. I'm assuming most students in this program is probably in their early 20s. And in some ways, you guys are the first digital native generation, you are mobile native generation, and you are, going to get exposed to AI very early. So you have all the innate understanding, you don't have the baggage of the past. Like I can think of, how things used to be 20 years ago. For you 20 years ago, also you have access to phone and you have, pretty much consumed everything, even your school work, etc., interaction with your friends, interaction with your relatives, you take things like Zoom and video calls for granted. It was when I was in college, we used to go to PCOs to be able to make a call, and each call would be like 5 rupees a minute. So I think we've come a long way, and given that you have that digital native understanding, you would be very well placed to learn from this. My one caution and request to all of you is the digital program like this puts a lot of onus on you to take, in some ways, your education in your own hands. So that responsibility, you have to take it very seriously. I think the course can do wonders for you. You can build upon what you're learning in the course on your own, but that self-discipline, that self-accountability, you have to find among yourself and also among your peer. You can create study groups on your own. You can find people who have similar interests. I'm sure the IIM Bangalore will also facilitate creation of those clubs, etc. But the peer learning, peer discussion is a very integral part of any learning at any stage of life. And that's something you'll have to probably work extra hard to make sure you're augmenting the structured coursework through that. In India, I think looking at in future, I think we see in last 20 years, let me just share a personal story for a second. In 2007, when I moved back to India to start Myntra, we had, I think, about 3 million people on the internet. Today, we have 800 million people on the internet. Flipkart, when it started selling smartphones in 2012, they were selling barely few 100,000 smartphones. Today in India, we sell close to, my numbers are 200 million smartphones every year. So which means, if you take 4 or 5 years, nearly everyone has access to smartphone. The entire digital public infrastructure from Aadhaar, UPI onwards has gotten created in the last 10 years. What all that means is we have this massive digital infrastructure which is ready to be tapped into. So anyone who understands digital skill set, digital platforms natively, understand how to transact business, what are the rules of the game are, what the best practices are, you will have huge array of opportunity to pick from. And in that context, both, I congratulate you and your parents for opting for this program, and obviously IIM Bangalore for designing this. I think the students who will take full advantage of this will start their career, I think, on a very strong footing. You are getting prepared for where the world is headed, where India is headed. I think most of the big businesses in the country in the future are going to be digital first, AI first, and being able to study that rigorously through this course will set you up really well for your career. So with that, I want to congratulate everyone for launch of this program and wish you really all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bansal, for your thought-provoking insights on digital business strategies and innovation. We now invite Professor Vasanthi Srinivasan, Chair, Digital Learning at IIM Bangalore, to deliver the opening remarks. Professor Vasanthi will focus on the role digital platforms play in shaping modern education and how they are crucial to preparing the future workforce. Please join me in welcoming Professor Vasanthi Srinivasan.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you very much. And once again, congratulations to each one of you, the students. And I'm sure from our end, we are looking forward to having you on this journey. I want to take a couple of minutes on how you should visualize the years that you're going to spend with us. Just imagine our online platform as the campus. And that's the beauty of the virtual world, because that's the space where you're going to be engaged in continuous learning. We've always associated teachers with learning. Teachers play an important role, no doubt at all. And I think all the other speakers have alluded to the wonderful faculty from IIMB who will be delivering these courses. But even more important than that, what has been our experience on other courses that we are offering digitally? That it is the peer group that makes the difference. Peer group contribute perspectives. They bring in their ideas. Most importantly, in today's world where anything and everything can be Googled, the role of perspective becomes very important. And why do I say this? As I look at the online digital education, and I look at the way consumption of information is happening, all the global studies on the potential of online platforms and what they can do for young learners in terms of acquiring what we call as future age or future ready capabilities rest on 4 factors. The first and the most important one is critical thinking. As faculty present information on the online platform, how can we as learners think about what are the ways in which we can use that, but more importantly, engage in conversations with others. The second one, which is collaborative learning. How do we work in projects together? How do we hold people accountable to each other virtually? How do we make sure that we are self-managed and that we indeed meet our deadlines, timelines, without pushing and negotiating for extension of time? Because one of the key capabilities of the future is effective time management and self-management. The third future age competency is digital. Now, I want to leave here 3 aspects of digital. The first is what we call digital literacy. And most of you who have enrolled on this program already have digital literacy. But the next level is digital fluency. What does that mean? How do I harness the power of technology on the platform to actually effectively contribute and deliver? And the third one is digital proficiency, which is what am I really good at digitally that will help me either to become an effective contributor at workplace or will help me become an entrepreneur. So as you go through the course, please remember that the journey on the online platforms are not physical journeys of courses that you're completing. Of course, you will get a marks card. Of course, you will get a credit equivalence, but that's not the purpose for why you will pursue this kind of a journey. It's really about being able to move from digital literacy to digital fluency to digital proficiency, because the world of the future is actually going to call for digitally proficient people. The fourth dimension to it, we've always called this as life skill, communication. I believe what this course will get you to do is communicate in writing effectively. Because whether it is tech support that you have to write to, or whether it is the peer conversation that you're going to write about, every single thing requires strong and effective written communication. At the heart of online education, to be able to meaningfully internalize comes from written communication. And this often in India has been ascribed as a weakness for young people. So in some ways, as you are on the platform and as you watch others write, it gives you an opportunity to shape your own writing. As you get people contributing ideas, it gives you an opportunity to change your perspectives and your mind. So online platforms are not just about education content, but they are also about acquiring digital skills, what we call as life skills for the future. As you enter this journey, the online platforms will become your campuses for the future. Just as you would engage, absorb, and relate to campus, we hope that the next 3 years of journey with us will just be an extension of IIMB in the IIMBX platform that you're going to be on with us. And welcome to the IIMBX platform. Welcome to IIMB, and we are delighted to have you on board. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Vasanthi, for highlighting how digital platforms are revolutionizing the learning experience. To provide a detailed overview of the BBA DBE program, it is now my privilege to introduce Professor Suresh Bhagavatula, Chairperson of the BBA DBE program at IIM Bangalore. Professor Bhagavatula will discuss the structure objectives, and key learning outcomes of this groundbreaking program. Please welcome Professor Bhagavatula. You're on mute.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Jacob. And thank you, everybody, for coming. And thanks a lot, students, for turning up in large numbers and then believing in what we believe is possible for us to deliver online education at a distance and hopefully create the same level of rigor. So as has been mentioned by multiple faculty members and experts, the objectives of this program is quite simple. We would want you to become digitally aware. There is no business that is not going to have the shadow of digital on it. These days, nobody even wants to give change to a 20 rupee note. They'll say, please send it via PhonePe or Google Pay. Change has become quite a... It used to be very difficult, perhaps because of which alternative currencies like chocolates and all must have gone down in business. But even our coconut vendors, pan shops, they're all digital now. So there is no escape to digital. So therefore, one of the first objectives of this course is to equip you all with digital technologies in terms of the latest, and also how do we leverage some of these technologies and then use these for growth of businesses. As Mr. Mukesh Bansal has said, digital is not the same as physical. It has its own gravity, it has its own laws, it has its own ways in which business is done. The minute you go digital, you need to comply with the gravity that is digital. So about 30% of the courses will equip you all with all digital technologies. Then given that this is a business program, we have about 30% of our courses will be related to core business content like accounting, finance, operations, marketing. So we will equip you all with the business insights that are required for you to go and probably play a crucial role in the jobs that you're going to join or the ventures that you're going to start. In addition to digital, one of the core capabilities of the future is going to be having an entrepreneurial mindset. It doesn't matter whether you're setting up a company or working in a corporation. You will have to be entrepreneurial in your thinking, because the rate of change of the way in business is done, the way in which strategies are played out. Imagine the horrors for ventures like Big Basket, when young startups like Zepto come and say, I'm going to deliver in 10 minutes, right? Little kids have no experience, just some random dream that they're going to go and disrupt the grocery business. And that they are, right? How large it has become and how crucial it has become that we have ventures like Zepto coming in. So that puts a lot of pressure on everybody who is in this business, right? So it doesn't matter whether you are starting out your own venture or joining a large corporation. You will have to be entrepreneurial. And entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial mindset also gives you agency to take decisions. And that is also very important, because a lot of rules and the way in which business used to run, those experiences are no longer good enough for us to figure out what should we be doing, right? And that agency to take decisions is something that you will learn in this program, right? So the objectives are digital capabilities, business understanding, as well as entrepreneurial mindset. So how are we going to do it? Primarily, it's going to be offline. Most of our classes are going to be offline. We would want you to spend about 12 to 15 hours a week that you should attend these offline classes on a device that's close to you at a time that you are able to look at it. But we do have live sessions, because it is important for you all to have live sessions. So we have faculty live sessions. More importantly, we have a lot of subject matter live sessions where we're going to tutor, right? While most online program classes, you think that we assume that you're right, autodidact and then learn on your own. But a lot of times you get stuck. So who do you go to? So we're going to have multiple of these online sessions. Hopefully, Mr. Murthy, we probably would want to do this in multiple languages as well. That some of this tutoring could be in languages that students are comfortable with, right? While we don't have voiceover right now, but we do have a lot of our content, which is transcribed and available for students to look at in a language that's comfortable to them. But the conversation, we also would expect some of the tutoring to happen in a language that students are comfortable with. And then the couple of things, those are very, very important, is how do you create communities at a distance? And this is where we would want to look at very creative ways of creating projects, internships, which go without saying, because we have a large number of entrepreneurs, both in our NSRCL has got one of the largest footprint of enterprises across the country. And many of them are kind of interested in giving short projects, which you all could be working on. But we don't know how it's going to work out, but we are going to think up of challenges where you would be working on a particular challenge together. And we believe challenges are very important to create communities at a distance, as some of the EdTech experiments being done by lots of other ventures have shown. So we would want to learn from some of those experiences that we had with some of the EdTech ventures that we've interacted with. And we would have meetups, city level meetups, hopefully maybe something on campus, we don't know. Not promising anything right now, but let's start. Let's just start on a good note. Let's start in a way that all of us are comfortable that yes, online is working, the way in which we're planning, way in which we're delivering the content is working, the way in which we want you to take this content is working. So many of y'all have been asking, what are the kind of offline activities? We have planned out some offline activities, which we're going to discuss over the next couple of days. So what are the learning outcomes? Like, I guess one of the biggest things that the online policies of the government has been that if we have multiple exits and we would want to have the same kind of offering. So if you feel at the end of the year that you would like to exit, and if you have finished all the credit requirements, you get a certificate. And likewise, in year 2, if you finished all the credit requirements, you could exit with a diploma. And if you complete all the credit requirements, you would get a degree, right? So we do have a flexibility in terms of exits, but we also have flexibility in terms of, which is again a government policy, which is extremely thoughtful, that online people may be doing this alongside another degree, alongside a job, alongside running a venture. So you have flexibility to do the 3-year course in a 6-year format. So we are complying with the UGC guidelines. We are complying with all the National Credit Framework guidelines. So there is flexibility in the whole program because we're designing it completely different from the way offline classes happen. So with this, I would say that what we would want from you is to bring in curiosity. What we would want from you is participation. What we would want from you is to ask questions, reach out to us. You also need to understand that we are doing this for the first time, and then there are lots of questions, thousands students, all of you are asking questions. We may not be able to answer all the questions at the same time. So give us some slack. We are very earnest and honest in terms of delivering this to the best of their abilities. The best of the faculty members have signed up, which has been a wonderful sign for us, because the kind of support that we've got from the board, from the faculty members, as well as those who have put up their hands to say that, yes, I would like to offer a course, because it's so much easier for us to go to a classroom and teach, because the slides have been made long ago. We know what needs to do. We also know what kind of questions to ask. The case studies that we have, I can just go pick up my pen, and then start my class. But online is a completely different entity. It is very, very hard. You can't imagine how hard some of us faculty members have been to stand in front of a camera and develop content that is high on energy. We are going through incredible learning curves. We are spending 4-5 hours to put together 40 minutes. You can't. So sometimes I am using different entry and exit so that faculty don't catch me saying that what did I get them into for getting them to sign up for this program. But that, having said that, everyone is putting in a lot of hard work in order to make sure that the content is entertaining, engaging, knowledgeable, and in a manner that can be absorbed by you all. It's a journey that we are in it together. Rigor is something that we are going to ensure. Exams are going to be offline. So do not think that this is an online course and you can get by binge watching like Netflix Suits series or Game of Thrones, that you should be able to one weekend, one after the other, stack up your videos and then get to your exams. That's not how it's going to happen. So please make sure that you set aside some time, because please do not binge watch. That's not how the content is going to be. So the exams are offline, rigorous, because we will ensure that when we certify you, when we give you the degree, you have the capabilities and the knowledge that you could go and say, because if we are saying that this is what you would be doing at the end of year 1, year 2, and year 3, we will ensure that those things are going to be certified by exams, are not going
I think we just lost Professor. Just give it a minute. I think he should be back. Sorry, Professor, we had lost you for a small minute.
Yeah, I guess internet also plays up at the right instances. There was a little hiccup in my internet. So yeah, so I need to I'm supposed to do the closing remarks as well, right, Jacob? So let me just go ahead and do it. Right. So as Dr. Devi Shetty said, the conversations about this program started many, many years ago, a couple of years ago. It took some time for us to even figure out what we should be doing, how should we be doing. And here, IIT Madras played a huge role in getting us acclimatized with what has been their insights and how did they go through. And so Dr. Devi Shetty, I think you have been one of our greatest support. I do remember after the board presentation, you called me and said, like, don't get disheartened with the kind of questions. It'll only make the program so much more stronger if you think through these questions, and don't look at these questions from a negative lens. Look at it from a positive lens, and we will do whatever it takes to make this happen. So thanks a lot for being great support in helping us see through this particular program. Same with Mukesh. You were there at the board meetings supporting this particular program. This was an absolute brainchild of a director, Professor Rishikesha Krishnan. He was the one who called us and said, let's do something, because the onus is on us or institutions like us for us to do something interesting, something entrepreneurial, and something that can be game-changing. And we did tell us like, if we are not the ones going to do it, who will do it? And then ably supported by our program team, DBE program team, faculty members have spent endless hours discussing through what should be, how should be the content. We tend to go into very fine hair splitting, which we did. Hopefully all of this is going to help us to ensure that the program is delivered well. No amount of thanks is going to sufficient to the DLF team, Professor Vasanthi, and the entire team. To be honest, this program is like jumping off a plane and building a parachute as we go down in a typical Reid Hoffman style. While I don't like macho definitions of entrepreneurship, but this is one program which kind of aligns with Reid Hoffman's definition of what a program is. So a lot of things that came in place is because of DLF's experience and Professor Vasanthi and the team. And towards the end, we had a lot of thought in terms of getting our admission process right. So to that, the Soja and the admissions team to ensure that everything went smoothly and everything went well in order to get all of you all here. So thanks a lot, Mr. Murthy, for supporting the entire new way in which education is happening, because I guess the time is now. We really can't sit and watch, because everybody has a phone in their hands and in their pockets, which means that we can deliver high quality human capital just as much. Phone has transformed finances and the way business is done in this country. I guess with the support that you all are providing, we should be able to see usher in a new era where geography is relevant to high quality education. And I think in the coming years, India will be one of those nations that has transformed itself from the human capital perspective. Given the shortage of infrastructure that we've had, we're going to leverage and leapfrog using the digital technologies, right? So thanks a lot, everyone. If there's anybody that I've forgotten to thank, I'll take you guys out for lunch. Right. So thank you very much. Thanks all.
Thank you so much, Professor Suresh. As we conclude this event, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all our distinguished speakers for their valuable insights, and to all the participants that joined us today. We look forward to the positive impact this program will have on shaping the future leaders of tomorrow. Thank you all.